Travelled to Singapore with me, my boyfriend and his best friend. So we flew from Manchester Airport to London and then to Singapore. Here's my lovely mum dropping us off at Manchester Airport before we waited for our first flight, which went from Manchester to London Heathrow. This was the first part of our trip. We were flying to Bali but decided to stop in Singapore on the way to see what it was all about. Getting on our first flight to London, flight number 1, and it's delayed and we're all sat on different seats. Come on, British Airways. What are we doing? This isn't ideal. Just got on the plane to go to Singapore, and when I tell you, we've literally gone from gate A to gate C, I think it is, in less than 10 minutes. These high rock sessions that I've been doing have paid off, like, massively, because we've legged it up a few flights of escalators. We've ran from one side of the terminal to the other, and I'm literally just getting my breath back still. Yeah, so that was fun. Commotion aside, we actually had quite a good flight. We ended up being able to sit all together, which was a bonus. We had little snacks, we had unlimited gin and tonic until the bar cut us off, and then we had sweet chili chicken with like peas and bread, and the film selection was good too. I had a few hours kip, and then I woke up and landed in Singapore, where Clark and Sam were quite hungover at that point. We've just arrived in Singapore Airport. I've downloaded an eSIM and now we're waiting for our suitcases before we go. So as it turns out, our bags are still in London. Shock! We had a delayed flight from Manchester, which then made us really late for our flight from London to Singapore, and because of that our bags haven't actually made it to Singapore. So I'm just at the airport arrival services trying to figure out what to do now, because I didn't bring any clothes in my backpack. It's just like sweets and yeah. British Airways said they'd drop the bags off at the hotel we were staying at, so we decided to get a taxi there, freshen up a little bit, and then we went to a hawker centre. This one was called Maxwell, and it was the best one that we went to in Singapore. There were so many different food options, so we got a few things from different places. Got a beef vermicelli, which was I think $7 Singapore dollars. So that's like £4. For everyone that says Singapore is too expensive, it's not. You're just not going to the right places. Honestly, these hawker centres were a lifesaver in terms of spend, and the food was brilliant. After we'd eaten, we went down to where the Fullerton Hotel was and walked on the front where you could see Marina Bay Sands all lit up. There were loads of different bars and restaurants along the front as well, and while we were there you could see what's called the merlion, which is the main lion that spits the water out of its mouth. It's quite like an iconic thing to go and see as well. I felt really safe in Singapore at night just walking around, and we walked past the Raffles Hotel where it was lit up as well. We're in Singapore on day 2. We're just off to go and buy some clothes because we've been in these ones for way too long. First we went to try the Kun Kaya Toast. This place has been around since 1944, and honestly it might not look the best, but trust me when I say it was good. We went for one of the set meals and a char siu sandwich. It was so good. I highly recommend you try both different things though, because the eggs and the sauce are apparently like an iconic thing in Singapore. I just went and played it safe with the sandwich. Yeah, try it. Honestly, it tastes like duck pancakes that you get from the Chinese restaurant. Right. Chicken. Toast.
Wow.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it's like a little bit spicy.
It cost us just over 11 Singapore dollars for breakfast, and then I went and got to Starbucks just to revive myself because I didn't have any of the coffee at that place. Just been shopping, thank you British Airways. I've got some new shoes, some trousers, a dress and a top, and then some knickers because it turns out I packed all of them in the suitcase. We headed back to the hotel, got changed, and then went to a different hawker centre.
At this hawker centre, we went to a place called Tom Phong Fat for the chicken and rice. The 2 meals that we had, they were $10, £7 in the UK. And then for the iced tea that I got, and we got a lychee one as well, it was $3.50.
Around the corner from that hawker centre was the Sky Garden at Cactus Springs. The views from here are insane. You can see Marina Bay Sands and all around. It's like a 360 view of the whole of Singapore basically. So we're at the top of the Sky Garden and then we've got Marina Bay Sands there. Honestly, I think it was $10. You get to come up to the top to 451 and then you get a free drink as well. I saw on TikTok that it was like a free entry type thing, but it gets really booked up, so if you did want to come for like a free entry, I'd probably say book it early. Now of course we went to Marina Bay Sands. You can't go to Singapore and not go there, but we didn't pay for the tickets to go up to the observation deck. Instead of paying for the tickets, we booked a table at Spago, which is one of their restaurants where you get amazing views as well, but instead of the price of the ticket you actually get that in food and drinks instead, so it's a win-win for me. It was a really cute date place. We got to sit down, chill out, relax, and yeah, had a couple of cocktails as well. Later in the evening we went for dinner at a place called True Cost. So this is a restaurant where apparently they don't mark up the prices of food. Everything is at true value or something along those lines anyway. I would say it was quite expensive. The food was really good though, and the oysters were nice as well. Suitcases finally arrived this morning, which was great seeing as we leave today. We're going for some breakfast at the Food Peeps, which is in Chinatown, so it's about $9 in a taxi from where we were staying, which is near the Raffles Hotel, down to Chinatown. Come to the gardens by the bay, and there's a lot more to do than just look at those those big trees. There's like loads of different like indoor gardens and stuff like that, so we're gonna go and have a little nosy, see what there is to do. We've come up to the skywalk. You can basically see all the trees from like a mid-level. When you come up, it's $14, which isn't expensive for what it is. I have got to say that this was one of my favourite things to actually do in Singapore, and their $14 was so worth it. We then went to the airport later that afternoon to catch our flight to Bali. If you can time your flight right so that it goes dark as you get there, you can see the jewel light show, which is honestly so cool. It has like different light up things, and you can even get one of the tubes that go past it as well. When you're in the terminal, if you go upstairs, they actually have another hawker centre and lots of different food options rather than the fast food ones, so that was a perfect end to our trip in Singapore.